The topic I'd like to talk about today is, why did God make a distinction between clean and unclean animals? What's that about? So if we look back to Genesis 1:29, God says to eat the fruit of the tree and the green plants of the ground. So why make a distinction at all between clean and unclean animals? And in fact, in the beginning, there was not this distinction. But in fact, whenever humanity disobeyed God and started doing things our own way and following our own desires, God started calling us back. And he said, repent of your ways, stop doing what you want, and instead follow my instructions, and everything will be very good. But the people refused, and they said, no, we're going to do things our own way. So then God gives us this additional instruction where he says, okay, you're not going to follow my instruction. Here's a new one. Don't eat any of the unclean animals, but if you want to eat animals, eat the clean animals. But wait, there's a restriction. You can't just eat the clean animals, whatever you want. You must abstain from eating the blood, because as it says in Genesis 9:4, in the blood is the life, or the soul. So then the Israelites said, great, all right, we get to follow God and we still get to eat flesh. But then if you genuinely try to follow this instruction, what you find is that you can't completely remove the blood from a piece of animal flesh. In fact, flesh is made up of blood and tendons. So if you genuinely want to follow this instruction, you find that you fall short, even when you're just eating the clean animals, even when you're draining most of the blood out. So the only way to fully follow this instruction, to abstain from blood, is to follow that original instruction to eat only the fruit of the tree and the green plants of the ground. And so it's interesting that God gives us this impossible permission, this impossible task to fulfill, where if you try to fulfill it genuinely and fully, then what you end up doing is following the original instruction that he's been calling us back to since the beginning. Now that's the way God works. It says in James 4 verse 8, draw near to me and I will draw near to you. And that's what he's doing. He's drawing us closer to him so that we can live according to his character of love and peace and joy and gentleness and self-control, to be in control of the desires of the flesh. And we look at Daniel chapter 1, verses 11 through 20. We see Daniel and his three friends, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, where they're being interviewed by the king among all these other young men. And they say, we are not going to defile ourselves with the king's delicacies, with the choice meats and the alcohols, but instead give us only vegetables and water to eat, and test us for 10 days. And that's what they do. And they find that at the end of the 10 days, that they're healthier than everyone else that's been eating all the dead animals. And not only are they healthier, they are 10 times wiser than everyone else. So when we follow those original instructions and we fully abstain from eating blood, then we're going to be blessed with not only better health, but also better wisdom, 10 times more wisdom. So there's definitely wisdom in God's plan. And we shouldn't be only partially or halfway following God's instruction. We shouldn't be mostly abstaining from blood. We should be fully abstaining from blood by fully embracing that original diet that God gave us.